Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Hello and good evening and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio. Tonight you've been joined by myself, GB, and we've been joined with the one and only Old Bear. How we doing, Old Bear?
I'm fantastic, mate. How's yourself?
Aye, fine and dandy for the Thursday night, mate. I was on a wee bit, obviously, on Tuesday after the game as well, so we'll touch on that tonight, mate, since you've not been on, and just a big warm welcome to everybody across the socials and everybody that's contributing in the chat. So I hope you enjoy the show. Old Bear, a big surprise on Tuesday there with all the folk that kind of dropped out, but Martin was true to his word, mate. Brave decision at the end of the day. What was your thoughts on it, mate? Were you happy with that?
I was happy with his decision. the Saturday game something had to be done, mate, and fortunately or unfortunately, he came out and said it to the media. Whether I agree with that, I don't agree with that, I don't know. But the bottom line is he said it, so he had to do something. He couldn't go back now. He had to do something. And what he said on the Saturday was what we were all thinking anyway. We'll be thinking about it now for last year and the year before that as well. But some of these players, they're not going to be good enough. They're just simply not going to be good enough. But he had to do something. And I took a guess at who he was talking about. I thought he was talking about Daniel, Diomande and Raskin. In actual fact, he dropped Tav, Dow, Diomande and Raskin. So if they're not going to do it, Dowell and Tav should have been dropped just for allowing that goal, mate, on Saturday. That's what they're dropped for. That was shocking. That was just shocking. So he's got to drop them for that. Dow and we didn't yell, no hurt him, but he's not getting any service. But the bits he's getting today is like hold up the play, come off the centre half and link up the play. He's not doing it enough, and he's not doing it well enough because the boys getting up and it's no sticking up the forward line. Having said that, we never really had a forward line to stick to, but so he had to come out the team. Raskin comes out the team because he's just not disciplined enough. He doesn't want to play that position. He doesn't like playing the position. Me personally, I don't think he can play the position. I don't think he's got the ability to play the position. But it takes a lot of discipline, as we'll talk about later on with Cameron. Lyle Cameron showed the discipline he showed was what Raskin should be doing. That's exactly what but that's no Raskin's game. Raskin's the type of player that likes to get involved in a game. He wants to be all in and he's all action. He's all in about it. But I've got a theory on that. So we bought Rothwell and nothing against Rothwell. I think Rothwell was a smashing player, but we didn't need him because Raskin can play the six. So I don't know if the thought behind it was we need to bring him in because Raskin will probably go out the door. Transfer. I think they're expecting big bids for him this summer.
Mm-hmm. And as the manager did touch on, he was saying about the whole thing about the bids. He says Dessers was the only one that's had a confirmed bid that they even entertained. So maybe that's the thing about Raskin.
I think GB, he was actually letting the Rangers fans know the state of the squad. I think he's telling you. That's why I took it. I think he's telling you, look, nobody's bidding for these players. It shows you the quality of these players. It's a simple fact. If nobody wants your players, nobody wants your players. Now, I would say Raskin, somebody will want Raskin definitely. The rest of them is up for debate, mate. And the fact that you're not getting any bids in for any of your players, Desser's the only one, I believe. It tells you something, and I think that's what he's trying to tell you. It's all right saying get rid of these players, but who's going to buy them when they're basically contributed zero to Rangers? A lot of them, especially the ones Davis, Matondo, Cifuentes, and people like that. Who's going to buy them when you can't get them to play? They can't get into the Rangers team, and they're not interested in playing. Raskin is going to come into that category if he keeps doing what he's doing, by the way, because at the end of the day, other clubs will look at him and go, he can't follow the instructions. He just wants to play Maverick. He wants to do what he wants to do when he wants to do it. And it's a shame because the boy's a rare player. I like him. I like him a lot. I think he's a rare player. But there comes a time where you've got to sacrifice individuality. No, completely. I don't agree with individuality just gets binned completely, but you need to sacrifice a lot of it just for the benefit of the team. So at the end of the day, he needs to realise that. He probably does realise he's an international player, but he's no doing himself any favours. I don't think a position suits him, to be honest. I don't think a position suits Diomande either. The two of them can't play these positions. It's as simple as that, mate. They're no good at it. But anyway, we'll go into the game, mate.
No. You're right to stay with it now because, like you say, is the ego thing. Obviously, you're saying there, Russell Martin's saying to us, well, these players are we can't ship them on because nobody's bidding for them. And to the players themselves, maybe they've been like, no Hermit asking, maybe he's been walking about, I'm in Belgium internationalist and all that. I'm top of the tree and undroppable and stuff like that. And maybe he's seen a bit of the ego there and he's been like, well, I'm just got to bring that back in here. I've got to show you that there's no egos allowed in here. I want professionalism. I want good work rate. And I've touched on it before, albeit the Tav interview with Sky after the Motherwell game. I honestly thought Tav was about to burst out greeting. It looked as though that he'd been absolutely roared at because his eyes were all watery and all that. And he must have got said that you were at fault or partly at fault for that second goal and you let the side down and all the rest of it. So it's clearly hurt Tav. And like I said the other night there, with him being dropped, it was the right thing for the team. Albert.
See, Tav's a funny one. Tav's been a great service to the club. And he comes across as a smashing bloke. He really does, man. He scores all the goals. I don't shift my position. He can't defend. He never could defend to day one. But he can play well going forward and he can take a chance and he can smack a ball. I'll give him that. He definitely can. The trouble with Tav is, he's at that age that he's past his best and he's on the downward slide. But apart from that altogether, every single manager within the league, or most of the players that have been any long term in the league, maybe 3-4 years in the league, everybody knows Tav's weaknesses, and that's what's getting exploited now. Lack at his age, slowing down a bit. But everybody knows how you get by Tav. It's pretty simple, and they know his concentration levels will dip sometime in the game, not completely. It's a shame. I said before he should have went at least last year, probably the year before. If nothing else is to save his legacy. But all he's doing now and all that's going to happen to him is if he carries on playing and we carry on playing as bad as we're playing, and I don't mean him, I'm talking about the team, is people are going to remember him off of the rank things. I mean, they're going, oh, he's a dumpling, he's this, he's that, he's that. I mean, he's 131 goals and boy scored right back. It's phenomenal. It's a thing that will never be seen again. I don't think it'll ever be seen in any professional football team across the world ever again. It's astonishing that your right back has scored 131 goals. It's so that's these and the top goal scorer in the UEFA 1 year. He's been in one final. He's been in a quarter final twice, I think, isn't he? So you're looking at that. He's got a Scottish Cup. He's got a League Cup. He's got a league. These are the things you want to remember him for. No, this. Oh, Tav's this and Tav's that. It's a shame. It really is a shame, mate. I feel sorry for him, but he has to go. He has to come out the team. If nothing else is just to freshen it up, it's got to come out. But having said that, he'll probably end up back in the team on Saturday. And he should be playing. If we're going to keep him and play him, he shouldn't be playing anywhere than 20, 25 games a season now, mate. In fact, I hope this is his last season.
Aye, for the benefit of him, I know. It's a debate, and let's say we will touch on the game as well and other players throughout the squad. So it'd be really good to hear from you tonight. It's just me and Albert that's on the night for the show. So if you have got anything, you can do the voice note as well. If you've got any questions to ask us, but by all means, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yep, give us a call. Like I say, there's plenty to talk about, and especially, like I say, after the other night, how the upturn can change in a couple of days. Albert, not to harp on about Tav, but just my kind of last input on it is, again, totally agree with you. What a brilliant servant to the club he's been. He's been loyal. He's been fit nearly every other game for the club. He's hardly been injured. But it's just getting to the stage now where we kind of, as a club, I think, need to protect him as well. Like that whole thing you're talking about with the legacy thing. It's every time now, every season, he's always getting turned with rubbish players, let's face it. They're no great players that's beating him. And it's making him look silly. And as we've seen, and I'm going to get your thoughts now on the game, we aren't starting that right back position. It was just a breath of fresh air. There was pace there, and how he linked up so well with our new signing, Ant-Man. Your thoughts, mate?
I mean, B. Arns has filled in at left back, as we all know, and that was never how he was brought up today. He's brought up to replace Tab, and that's what he was brought up today. So he gets in there. Now, let's be honest here. Now, I'm not going to blow smoke up his trumpet because he's got big boots to fill. He's got Tab's boots to fill, and it's big boots to fill. Let's be honest about it. Playing bad game at left back and playing one good game at right back is no going to set the head on fire. He done well, but I enjoyed watching him, and he can play a pass. I like that, and he's a better defender than Tab is at the moment. But again, time will tell. So I enjoyed it, mate. I enjoyed watching the boy. He's got a lot to prove, but yeah, this is one swallow and all that carry on doesn't make a summer, as they say, and it's a fact. So I lumped the two games together, to be honest with you, mate. I lumped the Motherwell game and this game together. And the way I've seen it is in the Motherwell game, you get 15 minutes of really good football and 75 minutes of utter dross. And then you go, oh, it was, mate. You go to call it out the way it is. We said it on Saturday. But then you get to Tuesday, and you get half an hour of decent football. So we've doubled the good football, I'd say. Good football, really attractive football. And you get 60 minutes of mediocre. We weren't bad, mate. It was just mediocre, I thought. So we never get 90 minutes of a full game, but it was a great result. Again, it's a great result. And I'm glad for Martin. I really am glad for Martin. He laid down the law and says, this is not happening. And he was true to his word. And it worked out for him. It could have blew up in his face. Even if we wouldn't get the win and get a draw, maybe even get beat in that game on Tuesday, it wouldn't have mattered to me as much as the comments he made. He's the manager. He's telling them what's going to be happening here. And it's time. It's long, long overdue because we've watched managers come and go and say things, but never. No. I mean, I've heard some podcasts saying it the same thing. Nothing ever happened. It just kept same players. Well, it's not good enough. Look at the difference in Dessers. Dessers is not my favourite player, but he put a shift in. He really put a shift in. A good game on Tuesday. So he knows. Don't try and bullshit. Oh, going crap. I was going to swear.
No, crack on.
don't bull crap me, says Martin saying. Don't bull crap me. You're not getting in this team just with your mouth. You've got to prove it on the park. And that's what we're all saying now, no, mate. The time for talking is done for these players and their interviews. I'm not interested in their interviews of what they've got to say. I'm interested in what they do in the park, as everybody else is. The time for talking is done, mate. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. I want to see it on the park, and so does everybody else. We're sick and tired of talking, and we're going to do this. We're going to be better. We're going to do this. Do it. And Tuesday was the start of it, and I hope it carries on to Saturday. I want a display on Saturday, and I want a mollicating a Dundee. Dundee are a crap team. Let's be honest about it. And let's no skip run it. They're a crap team, and we should be putting them with the sword. And I want them put to the sword on Saturday. Let's see what we can do. And it's the same intensity, mate. But the good thing about it is we've got a manager who sees what we see. And he'll not put up with it, mate. If you're not going to run, you're not going to be playing. If you're not running for the 90 minutes, okay, some will get tired and some will have to come off. That's fair enough, mate. We're only human beings after all. But he's not going to take it. I just can't be. Let Diamandi on Tuesday. Diamandi should have come off 20 minutes, 70 odd minutes, I said. Saying to himself, he's blonde now. He started that. I know I have to chase him, but I'm just not going to do it because I've not got the legs to do it. So if that's the case, he comes up. He should be actually putting his horn up and telling Martin, look, I'm blonde. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, if the stats suggest when you come inside that they download your stats and say, well, you shouldn't be blonde because you weren't working hard enough, that's a different argument. But if you genuinely put the shifts in, if you're putting the shift in and you're blowing, you should be letting the manager know. They shouldn't just be leaving it everything to him, going like that, conning him. And that was a con with Diamond in the last 15, 20 minutes of that game. He wasn't in it. He wasn't in it at all. But anyway, it's all a learning curve. It's all I've been honest with the manager. But enjoyed it. I did enjoy the game, and it was a great feeling to walk away for Everest and go, that's more like it, innit? That was good. I enjoyed that. That was good. Mm-hmm. Still hairy moments there, but it's still good.
It was good to see I think that even John Suter got asked this question. I think Russell Martin got asked it after the game as well. That it was good to see what he's trying to do. And it was the same. I can remember back to when Gerrard came in. We could see what he was trying to do, and that's why we backed him. That's why we lasted so long with Gerrard. And it's the same with Russell Martin. He wasn't the glitzy appointment. Questions were getting asked, obviously, even with myself during the pre-season and stuff like that. You're like, we've just not got the personnel. And I think probably Saturday was his last straw, because he was probably thinking, "You'll make me look like an idiot." And and I'm like you, Albert, Tuesday, when I seen the guys drop out, especially like Sir Askin, I was like, I don't know if we've got the squad here to pull this off with the way his style of play and stuff like that. But fair play, Yefty came in. He's nobody really getting started. He brought a bit of balance on that left side. And you're talking about young Lyle Cameron and stuff like that. Like, they came on and they put in what we wanted to see in this team, like say the tactics and stuff like that. So for me, there was hope there after that on Tuesday night, Albert. And like, I agree with you again that come Saturday, we've got to see it again, and then again, and again, and again. And then the confidence will hopefully build through the team, and it'll build through the fans as well.
Absolutely, mate. That's exactly what needs to happen. What fully confident will happen. With anywhere near the finished product? No. Will we actually see the finished product this year? Probably not. But one thing you will see is steady improvement. And you can't say, well, no, okay, it's only, as I said, it's only one game. There's a lot to prove yet. There's a lot of time, because we've seen the team raising their game before in Europe and then dipping in the league. Well, that can't be allowed to happen. So we know that happens. Martin knows that happened. The team know that everybody knows that happened. So it's a case of, right, get it rectified. It's not happening anymore. So I think it will. I think we'll be okay on Saturday. I think we'll put a good performance in on Saturday and get the result, which matters. But getting back to the game, there were some brilliant moves, some brilliant performances. The boy Ant-Man, that was some debut. I mean, that boy's a flying machine, an absolute flying machine. You get that ball in front of that boy into space and let him chase it. I'm telling you, there's no many defenders are going to beat him, if any, in a foot race. He's superb, done well. And one of the things I liked, I was listening to somebody who was talking about it, was that he's renowned for when he's passing the ball or crossing the ball, he always gets to the man. 90% of the time, he gets the ball to the man. And that was, if you watch the game again, which I did, you see it. You really see it, man. He very rarely wastes a ball. He very rarely wastes a ball. And that's some attribute of him. The rare player, and then the wee gas man on the other side who's just got a knack for scoring, isn't he?
Do you know what I'm seeing, Albert, as well? And we will touch on it throughout the show, is the recruitment side of things. Like the Ant-Man thing, you see the stats and you hear about him, like he can score goals and he's got great assists. And I don't know if it's the same for you, but for me, I fell into a lull thinking, oh, that's all nonsense. We get guys in that never show these stats, but yet with Ant-Man, with his debut the other night there, you're like, you can clearly see why he's got the stats he's got. And let's say that ball that he ran down for the second goal to cross it in was just, he didn't even need to think about it. You could see that he knew what he was actually doing with that. Whereas, see if that was any other wingers, Kieran Dowell, Cortez or whatever, I would have never made the Gasman Cedar. You know what I mean? And I just think we've got two guys that are actually going to show their quality now, which is strange for us, because usually we need to wait 2 months, 3 months for them to actually start to turn up, if they do turn up, that is.
Well, you've got your fullbacks and you've got your midfield, got an option. It's not the only, but it's an option to put the ball inside the fullbacks and let the wingers run onto it, and put it up the wing and let them run up and beyond them and let them run onto the ball. They've got that option. We never had that option before. We've not had it for years, actually. We thought we were going to get it with Matondo, a flying winger. All we got was a signal. But anyway, that's another story for another day. The fact of the matter is, we'll go it now, and you can see the ball for arms right away. I'll get you. I mean, he's probably looked at him in one training session and thought to himself, "Oh, this boy can shift. Oh, that first opportunity I get, I'll put a ball in front of him." Aye, put a ball in front. It's not a punt either, it's a pass. It's not just big useless punt up the park and say chase it. Same as the wee gas man. The wee gas man can shift as well. He's not as quick as Ant-Man, but he's quick enough. But the wee boy can score a goal. He knows how to his road to the goal, and he knows where to be. I like that. Seeing the boy's up the opposite wing, he's right in the middle all the time. He's always lurking about to get a goal. All your young boys in the academies should be learning this. This is the things they all should be picking up on. That's where you should be. If you want to score, if you want to contribute a game, get yourself in there. That goal that the Gasman scored the header, that's just a typical striker's goal. Just get to the right position, ball comes to you, you get in the goal. Easy peasy. But if you're stunning away out in the wing, you're not scoring that goal. It's as simple as that. But I'm enjoying it.
It's criminal how we can't produce that level at our academy. Now, granted, obviously these boys have been playing football around different clubs and all the rest of it, and they've made their talent known. But like you says, it'll be when these academy players are looking at it, and they hear me, young Curtis. I know he has shown signs of that, but they really need to, like I says, see, well, there's the level I need to be at week in, week out to even have a chance of getting a shot in this team now.
The levels went up at least one level. For last year, this went up at least one level. Some of the players are going to take it up 2 levels. Whether the rest of them can take it up to remains to be seen, but it's definitely going up a level. There's no doubt about that. So Curtis, Rice, Hutton, all these young boys, they all need to start going, hold on a minute. I get in the team last year, but it's up a level now. So it's not just I'll wait till next year and see if I get in the team again. You need to do it now. You need to bring the level up to what these players are. So if I was them, I'd be watching these players like a hawk to see, especially the forwards. If you're a forward, watch them like a hawk to see what they're doing. I know the pace is one thing. You can't give somebody pace. If you've not got pace, you've not got pace. But you can look at movement, you can look at positional stuff, especially when they attack. Okay, managers got you playing in certain geographical, Smurfs terminology, areas of the park during set plays or bits of play. That's fine. But once you hit that last third, depending on who's got the ball and where they're on the pitch with the ball, you should be making the runs and should be getting in positions to score goals, score or create goals. That's what you're paid to do, and it's working now, mate. But I want the young boys to do it. I definitely want the young boys to do it. So I like to see Curtis, mate. The boy's got something. He's definitely something. Mm-hmm. But again, he needs to learn. He needs to learn quick.
Aye, no, and by the way, I'm not writing the boy off now that you've got, because we're going to need rotation. The young boy Gasman didn't really have a great game against Motherwell, but again, did any of them? I think that nobody was really giving the boy the proper service. But on Tuesday there, just to kind of rewind back, that first goal for Gasman, I'm really surprised how Dessers is actually fitting well into this system. I honestly thought that he was either got to be at the door or he was got to be surplus to requirements, in the sense he just wasn't going to fit in the system. But that the other night there, it just shows you that it's not probably in Russell Martin's system that it's all got to be about the striker. It's going to be about the striker creating for the wingers a lot of the time.
Well, Dessers, he's nobody's fool. Dessers, he's a clever man. He's nobody's fool. He's been sitting watching it from the stand and for the dugout, and he's been listening closely at training. So he's nobody's fool. He knows exactly what he's up to. He knows exactly what he needs to do to get in the team or stay about Ibrox, and that's what he's doing. But don't get me wrong. If the right offer come in, you need to sell him. It's just a fact of life. He's at his age is the big thing. So we've got to maximise our assets. And at the new, and I'm glad he had a great game the other night, because it could put more money or more zeros on his price tag. And he needs to go because of his age. If the price is right, only if the price is right. Don't kick him out the door for any old money like $500,000 or like that. If you're not going to sell him for $500,000, it's a waste of time. He's well keep him, because he'll be more valuable to keep him than to get rid of him. But at the end of the day, he has to go if the right price comes in, as does anybody. Let's be honest about that. As does anybody. Raskin is out the team because he never fed the gas man. That's just what the ego that Martin was talking about. He's getting in a position to either get the boy the ball. So what you're wanting with your winger is get him on a one-to-one situation. As soon as you get him one-on-one, give him the ball. Don't hesitate, give him the ball. Instead of that, Raskin was stopping, hesitating the ball, turning in the inside, then get back out the outside. By the time he gives him the ball, he's got two on him. So that took Raskin was taking the gas man out the game. So you're supposed to feed him. The midfield's supposed to feed these forwards at the right time, and that's why he took out the team, because that's what he said. His ego, no naming him, but he said the ego of some of the players was getting in the road, and that's exactly what he's talking about. Give them a ball, and then you've seen the difference on Tuesday when they were actually moving the ball and pinging the ball about. Then your two wingers looked like stars. Now you're going, because they're getting a chance to go in a one-to-one with the players, and a lot of the times they were getting by the players as well. It was superb to watch. It really was superb to watch.
No, you're right, because the Raskin kind of role was more Cameron, and Cameron was just doing to instruction, wasn't he? He was out there running hard, and as soon as he got the ball, he was looking to pass it forward, whether it was to a winger or to Dessers or something like that, just to make the move continue. And like I says, for that first goal, young Gasman puts it into Dessers and laid it half perfect, didn't he? And the boy buried it. And this is what we've been missing as well. People who can actually finish a shot and goal. They don't fluff it. They don't panic. They can just take the shot and fucking bury it. Oh, sorry.
It's true, but along with the effort, it's true.
Me and you will be getting called to each other more.
That was a sweary show last night, that one. You're true. It's true that we've watched it for long enough in years now that you guys are simple shots. They can't take simple shots on, and you're saying, "Oh, sake, come on, it's basic football." I mean, you'd be slagging people at amateur level if they can't take the chances, let alone professional level. But it was good to watch the big. I mean, certainly tell you, is Big Anton. He should score, but he nearly scored. The guy cleared it off the line. That'd have been good as well, scoring in his debut, the same as the other wee gas man. But you're right, mate. It's nice to see people just stroking the ball away. And to be fair to wee Curtis, he does it as well. He looks very natural putting the ball in it, which is great to see. You've got our three centre forwards. The best at putting it away, in my opinion, is Igaman. I'd love to see him in this team. I'd love to see what he brings to this team. I'm telling you right now, if he's on the bench on Tuesday and go on, and he's up to fitness, obviously, and go on, I'm definitely convinced we'd have scored 5-6 goals. No bother. With a wee man on the park.
I really hope that it's the injury that's keeping him out, and know this kind of transfer rumour that's run about him now, because I'm like you, Albert. I think, see, you put him, as much as Dessers is doing his job, you put Igaman on there with his form, with Gasman and this boy Ant-Man. Like, I think and then we've still got this boy Moore to come in. We've got Asgard to come in. I mean, you imagine that front, what, 5 running at you? You know what I mean? It's
starting to look like a team, innit? It's starting to look like a squad. Not just a team, it's starting to look like a squad. Aye, definitely. No, big Dessers. I don't think you should drop Dessers during the for that game, because he softened them up. I'm just talking about the last 15, 20 minutes of the game. If you could get Igaman on at the part, he'd have definitely made some difference. He would have made some difference. He'd have finished it right off. But that's squad. It's a squad we're playing. It's not a team in it. It's a squad. But it was good. It was definitely good. I'm pleased for Martin. I really am pleased for him because he's not got everybody on his side. He's got everybody within the club on his side, directors, players, I hope, and all that. But he's not got all the supporters. But what he done there on Saturday, saying what he said and then following it up, that went a long way for his reputation. And everybody's went, oh, this is the real deal, this man. He's like Walter. If he says he's going to do a thing, he'll do it. And you don't mess about with him. And I like that. And he's trying to keep them inside by saying it's not done. It's done with love in your mind, and we don't drop anybody. We just rotate. I know what he's trying to do. He's not wanting to throw anybody on the bus. He comes across as a decent guy, a decent person. No, I mean he doesn't want to throw, but he's not going to be a fool. He's not going to support people. It's not going to be doing their job or be doing what he wants them to do. He's not a fool and saying, "I'll just show blind loyalty." I mean, Barry Ferguson came in and he helped me, Barry, but he kept saying, oh, this, that, and the next thing, but never fully through in anything. He just kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. The only one he kept dropping and dropped altogether practically was about Salah, the young boy. And that's an easy one. That. It's only a young boy. They start dropping the regulars. That's the more difficult decision to follow through in. And he done it. So Clement was the same. He wouldn't do it. He fell out with, he's called Cantwell. That's the first time I've seen for it. And look what happened there. There's only be one winner when you fought the manager anyway. That's the way it should be as well. But I'm glad he followed through, and I'm glad that and to be fair to we're asking and the players that come on that were dropped, they get torn in. They don't take it personal, they just get torn in. Okay, the manager says, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, that's fine. Don't let that happen again.
And Raskin took a yellow card before he even came on, so it was clearly up for the game when he was getting into arguments with boys at the side of the park.
Do you know that could have finished his Rangers career if he'd have come on and get sent off? That'd have been it. He'd have went, that's stupidity. I know it was funny at the time, and you're going, what's happening here? Because I didn't know, that's the opposite side for me. I'm saying, what happened there? Who got booked there? Could you figure it out? There was a guy who looked in his phone, he went, Raskin. I went, when did he come on? He said, he's no, and you're like, what's going on, dude? This is a new law, this man. We're getting booked before. What's going into a changing room now and booking players? No, I mean, no even dressed, all standing in their suit. Yeah, you're booked. What for? I don't know, you're just booked.
This might be the 12th man.
But it could have backfired. It could have backfired spectacular. No, I mean, he said if he gets, and by the way, he went into a couple of risky challenges that could have been another day. They could have got bookings, and that's some sent off down to 10 men now. We're hanging on now. So, and you'd have heard the backlash. Martin wouldn't have been happy with that one. He'd have went through him. He would have went through him. I hope he said something to him as well. I know he's wanting to get involved in the game, but come on, you've got to keep a cool head, don't you? You can't get yourself involved.
No, and again, especially when you've been kind of dropped out of the team, you're wanting to kind of be on your best behaviour a bit. But I'm like you all, Bear. I'm glad that the game went the way it did for Russell Martin, because can you imagine it? Imagine he lost that game, and I think it would actually give fuel to the ones that he did drop. They would have turned to say, was they us? It's your tactics, you know what I mean? And now that he's proven it, that it can work if you just play to the instruction, then it means the power's all back in his court again, which is great, because like the Cantwell situation, as much as I liked him as a player, you can't have like renegades throughout the team. You've got to have, like I says, a team there that all want to play for each other. They all want to fight for the shirt and know it's for the benefit of the team ultimately. And especially Tav, he's been there a long time, and come the weekend, they hamper him. But if he's only getting a second half out of the game at the weekend, then that's so be it. I'd much rather us be sitting 2-0 up at half time, cruising, and then bringing Tav on to see out the game comfortably. You know what I mean? And have that kind of way.
That's a good point, mate. Because put it this way, right? The way I look at it is, see, like Butland, Suter, Diomande, Raskin, Dessers, and Tav, Dowell. All these players have shot their bolt with us, mate. All these players have shot their bolt. They've got to prove to us now, because they can't bull us anymore. Because last season was a disgrace, an absolute utter disgrace, and all of them were involved. Apart from Dill, he get bumped to it. But the rest of them were all involved the last season, right? So I'm looking at them and going, you all think we've forgotten about it. We ain't forgot nothing of that. You need to prove to us. All these new players are coming in. You need to get up to their standard. They don't need to drop their standard down to your standard. And let's be honest, for them to hit your standard, they need to drop their standard down to it. They're not trying to get up to your standard because there is no standard there for last year. So all of the mentioned ones, the ones I mentioned there, and all the other ones that are there, Rice as well, he needs to come into this as well. Yous all need to raise your standard now. We're all sitting here waiting for yous to raise your standard. So don't come back with, oh, well, you shouldn't be dropping me, you shouldn't be doing that. Of course, you should be dropping you. Every one of yous are no jackets on a shaky nail for this season, as I can see, because at the end of the day, you've had plenty of chances and plenty of games over the years that you've been here, and you've produced zero. Absolutely zero. So it's time to waken up. Tuesday night's the start for you. Saturday was a throwback to last season, and Martin got the shock of his life. But Tuesday was a start. It's a start to say, right, okay, let's start clawing some respectability back personally, and as a team, as a professional football player, you're a disgrace. What happened last year? And we're not letting it happen this year. We're not letting you slip into these ugly standards that you think's acceptable, but we know is not acceptable. We've got a manager that thinks like the supporters now. We're not accepting it. Non-negotiables. I like his part. Non-negotiables. You run, you work. Non-negotiable. If you don't want to do it, you'll not be here. Ta-ta. And I agree with that, mate.
Well, that's the thing. If he just put in the work rate and worked hard and kept chasing the ball down in that second half of Motherwell, it would have been an ugly 1-0 win, but it would have been 3 points, and that's all Martin was concerned about. He's been saying this consistently. It's all about just trying to win the now and keep building. But I think what he was annoyed about is that they didn't fight for it, and they allowed us to get the draw, which is, again, like he says, mate, he's followed through, and now they know the score. If they're not going to be about, or they're not going to put their effort in, then there's boys there, as we've seen on Tuesday night, that will just come straight in, grab the shirt, no bother. And for what we're seeing in the transfer market is there's other bodies lurking about ready to come in. So they'll need to watch that space, mate.
Aye. Well, I've no sympathy for them, mate. They've actually managed to get themselves into this situation. And the only way they're going to get out of this situation is start putting performances in and winning games and winning trophies. That's it, mate. That's the only option that's left for them. There is no leeway, no wiggle space for them at all. We're going to be harsh for them, very harsh, because we're not putting up with the standard they actually produced. So, well, no standard actually. It's up to them now. We all do our bit, so it's up to them. That's what I can see. And Martin, bear in mind, Martin's listened to Clement and what they've been saying. See, Clement used that game on Saturday, for example, right? If Clement was in charge, he'd have come out and tried to spin that as, oh, we played well and this, that, and the next thing. Try to protect the players. People are trying to say, oh, he's trying to hoodwink us. He's not. He's trying to protect the players and show them what he's got their back. But Martin's already looked at all. He's watched all the games. He's listening. I bet he's listening to a few of the interviews with Clement, and he's turned around Saturday and went like that. And he was perfectly honest about it. Not just what he said about the players. We're lucky to get out of here with one each. We didn't deserve it. And it's true, mate. There's no use hiding about it. It's true. We didn't deserve anything Saturday. But we managed to scramble a 1-0, a 1 each draw, which is ridiculous, mate. Absolutely ridiculous. But the man said it. And they're all sitting in the dressing room. They'll be expecting, Tavernier, the whole lot of them all expecting, the manager will come out and save the day with a couple of, we've done this, we've done that, it's a hard-fought draw, but I thought we just deserved it. You didn't. You just came out and said, no, we didn't deserve it. And we didn't. So you can't say he's trying to pee down MD's leg, especially the supporters. Fully through it. Great, mate. It's great. I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Well, one of the greatest managers loved it and all. I had seen Graham Souness talking about it the day as well, mentioning saying that he was well within his rights, and I think Souness mentioned that he would have done the exact same thing. You know what I mean? So it just shows you, like, and by the way, where Russell Martin switched on, and I've seen him mention it the other night, and he says up here, you all just seem to blow it to a big proportion. It's actually not a big thing. It's just basically me telling my players that they've not put in a good performance for me. And I mean, whereas like the press were, it's going to be, this dressing room's got to be off on it now and all the rest of it. Then of that, Russell Martin's made it clear. He's either here or he's no here. And that's the end of it. You know what I mean?
Well, they're reporters, like they're, just as well as I, GB. They're lazy reporters, and we've gave them plenty of ammunition over the last 12 years, and they've took it up, they've spooned it in and loved it. And so they're just looking for the controversial moments. And that was the thing. We've got them now. We've got a split right. We've got a split right into that squad now. The manager's against the players, and the players are against the manager. But what they don't realise, man, we know all the tricks and all the crap they talk. You're looking at it and saying, that should have been said. I've not heard the Rangers supporter saying, no, he shouldn't have said that. He should have been saying. And then he followed through in it. It's the fact that he followed through. That's the thing. That's the thing that saved the day, and as much as for his reputation. Because he says it, he done it, and we got away with it. No, we got a better performance. We got the victory. And an important game. Let's not kid ourselves on there. And everybody's saying this team weren't very good. I don't know what they were watching, but I thought they were no bad, some of the players. But we got the victory in a very important game that can be worth a lot of money to the club, which is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And he bloodied one of his new players. Excellent, mate. Wee Cameron got a game, was absolutely outstanding, the wee boy. What energy that boy's got. And he's got a bit of talent. He's no like wee Barron, who's a great wee player, a great wee engine, fantastic attitude, really, honestly. But technically, no. He's well short. He's well short of that. What Martin's looking for, I'm talking about.
Squad player kind of thing, isn't it? He's a filler. Down the line filler, I should say. By the way, on the Cameron thing, some of the press conferences, the one that he done there during the week, I think our fan media need to try and protect the boy as well, because see some of the questions they're like, you won the glitzy signing of the summer. I mean, what a cheap shot to take at the boy. And the boy's like, I know it's the glitzy signing, but I'm still here and still want to try hard and be part of the team. I'm glad he's actually ramming it down their throats, to be honest, Albert, because that performance the other night there, he's putting himself at the same level, if no better, than Belgium internationals.
I think they're taking on the wrong person. They're taking on that guy because the boy's educated. He's nobody's fool by him. He's at university. He's took a gap year, and I think it's accountancies or whatever it is he's doing. But he's took a gap year. The guy's he's not a fool. He's not one of these fickle football players. He's actually got a brain. So I think they're taking on the wrong guy here. He'll put them in their place. I'm quite sure of that. But one thing he did say, one of the interviews, I've been wrote off everywhere I've went all through this short career so far. Everywhere I've went, I've never been first choice. I've always been wrote off, and I've always overcame it. He says, I don't see it being here any different. And well played, son. Well said and well played. And he went on that part on Tuesday and proved a wee point. No, you only to us, to himself as well. I can play at this level. I want to play at this level. I'm going to play at this level. And if he keeps putting their performances in, he'll do for me, mate. He'll do for me.
So far, he's looking in the better signing for Dundee. Because I don't think across the city's getting the same value for money.
Well, good on it.
I know. Well, we know the reason behind that. No, kind of like back to the game, just before we kind of get near the tune, Albert, just to get your thoughts on the game overall. So, as we had Gasman with that lovely first goal, then we had the penalty. Was that a penalty for you, mate?
It was softish, but it was a penalty. He interfered him. He was trying to take a shot, and he interfered in taking a shot. So, it's a penalty. I don't know if it would be a foul anyway, other part of the. Right, I don't know what a foul is. No, GB, honestly. I feel like
No, you're right though. If it was out in the middle of the park, it would have been brought back for a free kick. You know what I mean? So, no, it was, to be honest, mate, I didn't have the blue tinted glasses on. When I seen it and the tangly legs and all that, that's a penalty all day long. And the boy, again, this is what we've not been having. We've not been having guys running into the box causing mayhem that can cause that. We're not actually sometimes looking for them to score goals. We're just looking for them to create a foul in the box so we can actually start getting penalties again.
I will. You don't get it in Scotland. I mean, that's the first penalty we've had directly for the referee. Normally, if that's in Scotland, that's going to VAR. We're that Beaton and Walsh, they're not getting that penalty. McLean, all them, they're not getting that penalty. No chance. They would in other teams, but they're not getting it for us. It's going to VAR. It's definitely going to VAR. So it was good to see him just the referee pointing the spot. Right. Like, let's see. I'm getting the penalty. Let's see what VAR says. But I'm getting the penalty. In my opinion, it's a penalty. The good old days we used to get that, but not so much now.
No, but it just shows you the level of refereeing. That's what I'm saying. A proper Champions League referee. I mean, this is what you're getting. Guys that are no scared to make a decision. That's the end of the day. Like you say, if it's wrong, that VAR will tell you it's wrong. Well, maybe not in our league, but anyway, moving on to the third goal. Probably the best one of the night, mate, I think.
Oh, definitely. It was a superb goal, superb work goal as well. But the start of that goal, well, Aaron's pass was brilliant, and the Ant-Man running up that wing. It's glorious to see an actual winger terrifying a fullback, isn't it? I mean, he actually terrified. That boy gave up and went, "Oh, I can't catch him. There's no way I can catch him." But he also does the right thing when he gets there. I mean, it's a beautiful cross. Well, he's right foot as well. Oh, just he looked up, seen the goalkeeper out the near post, seen big Dessers pulling the centre halves away, and then a big gap at the back, and the wee man's just standing there, give me a bump, goal. Lovely, mate, absolutely lovely.
And I look still today there at that point as well, Albert, with Gaspar. He's got to get that, like, he can't muck that up, you mean, or else the whole thing breaks down. So it again, maybe just the class of the player just knew to bury it, basically.
Aye, it's the whole thing. If you look at it and say the right back with the pass, Tavernier wouldn't have made that pass. I'm not saying he couldn't make that pass, but he wouldn't have made that pass. Dowell would have never made that run for a start, right? And even if if Tavernier did make the pass, Dowell would have never caught the pass. And even if he did catch it, he wouldn't have made that cross. Right? So many things rang with the old regime, right, with this regime. It's a fact. And then you look at the left side, if the boy Curtis is on, I think the boy Curtis might have been in there. Because the boy's got a good nose for a goal. But if it was Cortez, I'd be like, nah, they wouldn't have been there. So you're sitting saying, this is the difference. It's these wee differences that make all the difference. No, I mean, they're the ones that win you games and win you leagues. So it was a breath of fresh air. You see, we actually look like a football team again, a football club. You're saying, this is great. This is great. You walk up the road and you're thinking to yourself, usually we're walking up the road. I'm walking up the road with Southside and all that, and we're discussing the game, and it's usually negative and, oh, that was wrong. Now, this time you're walking up the road and you're talking about good things, great football, good goals. You're going, this is excellent. This is absolutely excellent. So it was a breath of fresh air. But the momentum's starting now. It's not there yet. It's starting now. We want to keep it going now. Then everybody in the squad get the feeling. You know it. You see it. You know when you're going for leagues. You just know it. That game on Tuesday is the start. And we'll see in the next game and then the game. And then if the momentum starts building and building, you'll say, whoa, we can compete now. We are going for this league. I know we're still building, I know it, but your man Martin says, you've got to win. We've got to build, but you've got to win when you're building. It's not just, I'll wait next year. I'm not waiting any next year. I'm winning it now, right now.
The thing you're saying about, like, when you're heading up the road, it's usually been negativity. The other thing you've been adding to that is that sometimes you're talking about guys and you're saying, oh, he played well for 20 minutes and he just tailed off. They boys on that wing and most of the team didn't tail off. That's maybe the second half, 20 minutes to go, it was a bit like flat, but you expect that because we're cruising, you know what I mean? But that it was like 60, 70 minutes of a team right at it, you know what I mean? And that's why you walk away and go, right, okay, we can see what's building here. And as fans, we can accept that. We can accept the defeats as long as, like I say, we're seeing the work rate and everything else. But what we can't accept is what we've seen against Motherwell is us chucking away the game, gain it, make it easy for teams.
See, what you're saying is no right. We will not accept a defeat, but what we will do is understand feel somebody's getting chucked under the bus for defeats. But on Saturday, you chipped the whole bus you chipped the whole team under the bus because there's that many. Normally, you go, see if so and so didn't do that, we didn't lose that goal, and that's the complaint. But on Saturday, you're looking at it and going, where do you start with this nonsense? It was terrible. So we'll not accept defeats, but you can understand a defeat and analyse it and say, well, we played well apart from so and so suitor switched off. Whoever switched off, somebody switched off, and they got that goal. Butland should have saved it, or whatever it is, right? Mm-hmm. You can't. Last year in that game, we're talking about the whole team. We're talking about pick a man in the match. I mean, many times as we say it, GB in here, pick a man in the match. We're all going, we can't. Not one player. It's madness. We're there on Saturday. You couldn't pick a man in the match, but you look at the game on Tuesday. I can't pick a man in a match because there's that many to choose for now. You're getting hard to pick a man in a match now because you've got at least 3, maybe 4 players that all stood up.
Mm-hmm. Big Jigger as well. Big Jigger at the back.
Superb, absolutely superb. That boy is a player. That boy is a real player. I'm looking. In fact, I'll tell you something that I've seen that boy. I think that boy's the only one that truly understands what Martin at the moment is trying to do. He's taking up the positions that Martin. Don't get me wrong, I didn't know what he wanted to do, Martin. I've been listening to other podcasts and listening to Josh Barry and the other boy Adam, and it was them. I was listening to them. I started to get an idea of what they're trying to do, which makes sense. And you're saying, well, I can see what you're trying to say. Whereas I'm a tactic idiot, mate. I don't know. I just look at players and look at body language and see actually what they're doing. Can he pass the ball? No, he can't pass the ball. Is he good on it? But that's my limit of football. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be any great shakes at this tactical carry on. But when there's somebody who knows about it and are talking about it and explaining it, you go, all right, I can see what you're trying to do. So he was talking about the some of the things, and Big Jigger was the one the position he used to take up in certain parts of the park, and he's taking it up beautifully. And seeing he does it, it just seems so easy. The game just seems so easy for him. You're like, that just looks a thrown apart for him. He just moves into that position, a wee touch, maybe a nice wee pass, a wee dummy, pass the ball. Everything's just wandering about. But his big attribute that I can see is recovery pace, mate. Oh, he can shift. He can definitely shift. And he's great positional play in the area. Great positional play. So they things that I enjoy, but he's a good player. He had a great game Tuesday. Great game.
We'll talk a bit about the recruitment in the second half, albeit, but going by what Russell Martin's saying, he's saying about rotation and stuff like that. Would you rotate that Tuesday squad? For me, mate, on Saturday, I would much rather see that same team start again and go for it and keep that confidence going. And unfortunately for the boys that's been kind of left out, they just have to bide their time again and take their chance when they get it.
No, I'd be opposite, man. I'd be if he needs to change it and shuffle it up, he'd do it. And then the boys coming in, they need to prove themselves on the park, mate. It's all right sitting on the bench and saying, "Oh, wait, I get and wait." No, there's your chance. Do it. I told you the proof of the pudding's on the park, mate. There's every performance now gets analysed on the park. No more excuses, neither. So if Fortes comes on, say for Ant-Man set your bar. Can you play as well as him? You better play as well as him. You're not going to be at Ibrox. Simple. It's time to do it. It's time to do it, mate. And you've got to keep the squad fresh. You've got to keep it all the momentum. You've got to keep the squad interested as well. You can't just leave people out and then for weeks and weeks and weeks. I mean, I'm surprised. Dessers, as he's pointed out, is I'm not saying he's the exception, but he showed a great example. His professionalism when he's no been playing, nobody involved, no talked about much, but all of a sudden he gets a call in an important game and turns up. That's superb, mate. But I wouldn't like more players to be like that. So as far as I'm concerned, if he wants to sugar it up and tune you up, I would do it, mate. I would do it.
Well, the thing about Dessers coming back in, he gets a goal and an assist, doesn't he? You know what I mean? Straight away.
Absolutely.
That's what you're expecting for a guy to come in after the cold and do for you. That's what it's meant to be, a part of the squad. But this is what I'm saying. My worry is that he changes it back and it's them. Let's imagine he puts Danilo back on with Tav and Raskin and they sink back into their shell again.
Well, they won't be playing, mate. If he gives them a chance this time and they do it again, They won't be playing. They've not got any more. They've no more lives left, mate. That's the point I was trying to make clumsily. They've no more lives left, mate. These players have time is up. Your time for bad performances are over. There is no more space for you. So if he does play Raskin, Tavernier and Daniel, they need to play and start. They need to play really well. And then you've got a dilemma. Now you're going into Tuesday. Who do you play on Tuesday? You've got the whole squad playing well now. Well, this is really interesting. Plus, it makes it difficult for the opposition to read who you're actually playing. So, I mean, you've got a choice of maybe 18 players now, which is difficult to try and manage. And you've got certain things changing. It's excellent, mate. It'll get better and better, as I said. And the levels will go up and up and up. And the standard of player we're bringing in will go up and up and up. So we get to the ceiling where we can't go any further because of TV money and Sky money and all the rest of the nonsense. But until that day comes, which will come, we keep improving. Just keep improving. I feel optimistic. I don't know how you feel, but I feel optimistic now. Now that you're seeing some of these players, they're superb players.
I'm just glad I'm seeing the system work, like properly work the other night there. Like you could see that how, like my worry was that we were seeing how easy we were going to get ripped open. But the other night there, I seen when they had chances, how well the boys at the back, if they're playing decent enough, how they can control that. But then I can see how well we can play attacking wise, which I can put up with. Like if you know, I can put up with the cagey moments. Like see when they're playing, they allow the players to come right close to them and try and nick that ball off them at the back. I don't know if that's a thing that Russell Martin wants. He wants the players to come and try and steal the ball off them so that it allows space at the back or whatever. You know what I mean? It looks that kind of way because it's hairy.
It's not good to watch. It's not good to watch, mate. But it makes sense. But if you think about it, when you're doing that, knocking the ball about the back, the idea of knocking the ball around the back, as we all know, is to move the opposition. You're trying to move them out of position. And if they're what happens with Clement's team was too slow and Gio's team too slow doing it, just trundling the ball. So nobody's moving. They're just on and watching, going, you're not helping us, and we're here for a draw. So we're happy to watch you do it. But if you're giving them that sniff to come and challenge you, you've moved them out of position. As soon as you've moved them out of position, if the players you've been coaching are in the right positions, you run about them, you're gone, mate. You're absolutely gone. And it works. But it's no fun to watch. I'll tell you that right now. It's no fun to watch because you're sitting there going, oh, Butland on the ball. I mean, there's 4 players I don't want to own the ball at any given time, really, honestly. Butland's one, Suter's another. Barron's another.
Yeah.
And Diamondi as well. I don't like the 4 players on the ball. They don't look comfortable on the ball at all. They give me the willies. They really give me the willies. Even if there's nobody near them, they give me the willies. I'm going, oh no, what are you up to now? What are you going to do?
What did you make of John Suter being captain? Were you happy? I think he done a decent job being captain the other night there. I think he led them well. You could see him communicating quite a bit with them all. I think I'm hopeful it's a bit. I'm still in that kind of camp that I think we can still get better than John Suter, but like he's a hardy defender. So in our league, I think he is an asset, but it's this contract talk as well about him. I mean, it's you wonder where it's all going.
I like the captain to be a midfielder, especially in a modern system, the way they all work now. I always like my captain to be a midfielder. The fact is, he's in every part of the park. You know what I mean, he's up front, he's in the midfield, he's back defending. Whereas if you get the goalkeeper as a captain, I never like a goalkeeper being a captain. He's stunning 60, 70 yards away for the play at times when you're wanting your captain involved. And the way the referees are, you're only allowed the captain's only one that's allowed to talk to the referee. But our captain's the goalie. Well, he needs to run 67 yards to run up to the referee to say, I'm not happy with that. Okay. Then he runs 60 yards back. He's goal. What's that about? I like a captain in the thicket. So you can directly talk to the referee right away, right that instant. He's in it, thick of it right away. So that's just my preference, mate. And then you've got characters. You've got the different character. You've got a character to be a captain and all that. I know they'll say it's no an important position, but it actually is now. They say it's a thing of the past, but it's not. especially when he's only the one allowed to talk to the referee. You know what I mean? And if we get the same treatment as other teams get throughout the league, the captain gets away with a lot of fouls that the other player gets away with. Because I've watched the captains of other teams getting committing foul after foul after foul and walking away for it all the time. So I'd rather have our captain over the park getting our share of these fouls that should be fouls, but they're no given.
We'll come back to that because we'll work that into the how the transfers and that have been going. Because we're at that time of the night, mate. It's time for a tune.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, every other Saturday, my half day off, and it's up to the match I go. Happily we wander down the Copeland Road, me and my wee pal Joe. Oh, we love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. Oh, we won the Scottish League about 1,000 times. The League Cup is simple too. We gave some exhibitions in the Scottish Cup. We gave a Wembley Wizard too. And when the Glasgow Rangers lift the European Cup, like the one they had before, we'll rally round an Ibrox 100,000 strong. We'll give the boys an Ibrox roar. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. To hear the cry, we love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Right, thanks for that, Fox. We all back, boys?
Yep.
Welcome, Jim. I think you've done a Stevie, mate. You all right?
Aye, mate. There's a wee message in the chat there. I do apologise. First one back in it.
Yeah, you're fine, mate. You're fine. No, it says, we'll be able to start doing welfare checks, won't we? When these shows, we'll to make sure that folk are still here.
Oh, that was a Motherwell performance for Jim there. That's did turn up the first half. No, I mean, what's happening here?
Missing in action, Albert.
Missing in action, pal. Missing in action.
I do apologise, boys. Sorry about that.
Nah,
How you
you're
doing?
fine, mate.
Yeah, no bad. I was listening to your conversation. I caught the last 5-10 minutes there. Motherwell. I can see when the manager came for the other night there where he said that we didn't a front facing Motherwell. You can see where he was coming from because they two boys the other night were getting in the back of the team. So that's when I'm a bit optimistic, albeit that you can see what he's maybe trying to do. And you're 100% right. I think we're going to be in for a lot of biting our nails with this playing out for the back. But I'm sure we'll get there.
Definitely,
We're starting to touch on the whole kind of recruitment side and where players are going to fit in. We're also talking about the captaincy there, about John Suter getting the nod the other night there. Albert is preferring more the midfield to get the nod. It is a bit of a shun in the sense that Raskin and Tav were the kind of main two that were getting the armband, and then let's say Suter gets the nod, who's only technically got a year left in his contract. So do you think that's maybe the enticement to try and keep Suter, Jim?
I think regarding the captaincy thing, a lot of people thought maybe Nico Raskin was going to get it, but the first friendly back, remember, young Barron get the band and Raskin was in the team, so there's maybe I'm hearing wee grumbles that I don't think Raskin's been a good boy within the group, for what I'm led to believe. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Again, John Suter needs to either get this contract signed or move along, because there's talk of another big centre half maybe coming in here. So maybe that's going to tell us something, no?
You're right, mate. I forgot about that because we're linked with a left-sided defender as well, aren't we? So, on the recruitment side, Jim, just to come back to yourself again, mate. The other night there, we've seen Aarons, we've seen Ant-Man, we've seen Gasman, we've seen young Lyle Cameron in the team.
Wee man.
What's that?
Ant-Man, a wee man.
The wee man. I was like, is that a new signing already? I know the recruitment side of things. I've got to tip my hat to the guys. I wasn't a big fan of this whole director of football, and I knew you needed a guy in the background to help the manager, but I always felt the manager should make the final decision on players and stuff like that. Maybe that is still going on to a certain extent, but I did tip my hat to them. The recruitment so far is looking pretty solid. Even with big, what you call him at the back, Deja.
Big Ginger.
I've heard folks say his name a couple of different ways. So you're a big guy at the back anyway.
The Jigger, I call.
Big Jigger boo.
And there you go, like him as well. Spotted for the Wolves team, and again, nobody's really been sniffing about him, wanting him to go and loan to other teams in the Premier League or the Championship, and we've been able to get a hold of him. All these kind of signings have looked pretty solid so far, and it's a breath of fresh air, Jimmy.
Aye, sorry it's saying that they're solid. We're only 2 games into the season, but I think these 2 wide boys are going to make us money. I think that's where the thing's coming here. I've seen comments for the boy Antman, the fans of his team going like that, man, they can't believe we got him for so cheap. So again, it could be a big money there, and the gas man and all. It's early doors with him, but encouraging signs so far.
And I was saying to Albert, obviously Tuesday night team that started done really well. We're 3-0 up within 51 minutes. Would you go again with the exact same team, Jim, on Saturday?
I'd be going out there and maybe giving this mob a blast early doors. Then whoever we need to rest for this European tie coming up during the week, then that's when we do it. But as I'm saying, we need to be going at Dundee for the minute off as well. We need to keep this good feeling going, if you can call it that. We need to keep it going for the start of the weekend.
Albert, I think you will see Ant-Man start again at the weekend, but I do think maybe young Gasman might get a wee rest, and maybe Curtis comes back in there. And hopefully we might see this boy Moore get a couple of minutes, get a fair few minutes at the weekend as well, hopefully.
Aye, well, that's what it is, mate. What I look at as the squad is, and Curtis, Fortes, Boy Moore, Azegard, all these players. Whoever comes in, whatever combination he puts it, go and blast them out the park. That's what they need to do, mate. I don't care who it is. I don't care what positions they're all playing. They need to go and blast them out the park. And that's what he's wanting. He's saying, I'm saying you're all good enough to beat Dundee and anybody else in this league. Europe might be a different kettle of fish. You might have to keep horses for courses, win that one. That's fair enough. But in the league, all these players should be more than capable of beating these teams. More than capable. So that's what you'll be looking for. And it's, let's be honest about it, all these teams, the only one thing they've got is the effort and willingness to run. That's what they do, mate. That's all they've got. So if you match that, your ability and your skill shines through. But as soon as you used to say, you got to win the battle first, mate, before you get allowed to play football up here. And if you don't win that battle, as we didn't win the battle with Motherwell, look what happened. So win the battle first, then play the football. But we try to play the football, then to say, well, the battle doesn't really matter. The battle does matter up here because every team is a cup final, as we all know. I'm saying things that we all know, but you got to put it into practice. You got to get it into the players' heads. And Raskin, Tav, all them, they should already know. They've got enough experience in Scottish football to know what's coming. And they should be saying, not just their teammates, to themselves, look, I need to raise my game here. I need to raise the effort levels here. I really need to fight, scratch, and do what I need to do to win this game. I'm a good player. I'm a good this. You might be saying it is one thing, proving it is another. And to do that, you need a level playing field. And to get a level playing field, you need to win the fight. So start winning the fights, and you'll see a different thing altogether. And you'll see the confidence growing and the momentum coming into the whole club. And that's what we're looking for. And for then on, it's easy. And see the big money signings, making money, Jim. I agree with you. But first of all, to get big money and get a big money move, you need to win the leagues. Win the leagues, that's what gets you the big money. That's what gets the interest in you. Coming second in a 2-horse race, nobody's going to look at you. You can't even win a league with two teams basically going for a league. You can't win it. That's no. But if you win the league, people start to take notice. That's when the circles start going on your wages. You know what I mean? That's when the zeros start appearing at the right end. You sit going, but when you got to keep winning, it's just as simple as that, mate. It's got to keep winning, and we all know it. Everyone is. Go for it, Paul.
You're 100% right there when you were saying about the new ones coming in. All that, but remember, they two who you mentioned there have been part of that group who have the serial losers over the top of them, i.e. your Raskins and your Taverniers. They're part of that group who we all said at the end of last season, you wouldn't have shed a tear if every one of them were moved out that door. So that's how he needs to gradually replace him. They need to be replaced, whether we like it or no. And that's where it's going to need the work's going to need to continue, because he knows what's going on in there. And that's the reason why they two, I'm mentioning they two in particular, were shoehorned out that team where he likes to say they were dropped or they were just replaced. But they were part of that. They've been part of that core of players who have let us down. They've won one cup in the last 4 years. No good enough. And it's time they were getting moved out the door for freshness.
Well, I've said it earlier on the show, Jim. There's no wiggle room for these players. They're right at the limit now. In fact, some of them are beyond the limit. We're not putting up with them anymore. And that display on Saturday. The manager knows it as well. He's nobody's fool. He knows it, and he's turned around and says, "Nah, you're not getting away with that. You may get away with that with 2 or 3 managers before. You ain't getting away with it anymore." So there is no wiggle room for these players. They've got to perform it. We will not suffer them. The crowd will not suffer these players if they just don't perform. I like Raskin. I think Raskin. There's nothing about Raskin that I don't like, saying he's a bad player. But he needs to do what the manager wants him to do. And if he can't play like that, which I don't think he can play that position myself personally, I think he's a rare player in the right position, but I don't think that's his position. But again, we've brought Rodwell in to play that position. Maybe we've replaced him, brought him in too early. A player like Rodwell, brought him in too early, because Raskin does play that position. But again, is he disciplined in that position? Because he's certainly no disciplined in the position he's asking him to play. He's no doing the right things. Well, we Lyle Cameron come on there on Tuesday played on Tuesday and showed him how it should be played, that position. Because he had a great game, an absolute great game. And he was everywhere. Energy, everything, application, the whole lot. He's not as skillful as Raskin, but Raskin's skillful in the 6th position. He's not skillful in that 8th position. I don't think he's got the technical ability to play it. But there you go. That's where we are. It's an imbalance again in the squad, as much as you've got 2 good players for the one position, whereas you could have kept Raskin in the position, got him disciplined to do the right things, and then that'd have freed up money to go and strengthen the squad somewhere else where we need it. But he's here now, so it makes no difference. And I've nothing against Rodwell. I like Rodwell. He's a decent enough player.
Jim, do you think the whole Lyle Cameron thing highlights why we need to be switched on to our own league about snatching up the best talent that's out there? Because they have, like, but a few folk are obviously on the back of the barn and stuff like that, but he's still better than our academy. You know what I mean? So he's still a decent squad player for me. But there's Lyle Cameron coming in, playing in a Champions League game. And as much as people are trying to write off that team the other night as if they're one of the poorest teams I've seen and all that, end of the day, they're the Czech champions for a reason. And we've went out there and smashed them. Now, they would all been saying that the Czech team was a decent team if we went and grabbed a 1-1 result off them. So it's all easy when we're cruising at 3-0. But what I'm trying to get is that there's 2 Scottish boys there that were able to cope with that game. And we're going to need different levels. But I do believe that we can get that kind of hardy player out of our league. And what I say is for no a great deal of money. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Aye, you're probably right, but I think what we're seeing going on in Scottish football just now, I don't think these players are going to come cheap anymore. I mean, they're talking about the boy from Motherwell, maybe going away, maybe 5, 6, 7 million, and was it Aberdeen or something? They're kind of moving players on for a half decent money again. Scottish teams, and I don't think we're going to get the bargain out of these clubs as we maybe think. So that's just my opinion on it now, because I think there's a few players in the Hibs team I think could maybe come and maybe have a wee look at. I thought the boy Bowie, who's playing up top for them, I thought the boy looks a half decent talent. I've been really, really impressed with Hibs recruitment and the way they've kind of developed since that guy Grace kind of came out.
Aye, Jim, it's interesting times throughout, like you says, the league, with that guy Hearts as well coming out and saying that he's got to split the whole firm. Now, maybe he will, maybe he won't, but he's going to have to spend some serious dough to do it, and they're going to have to be really, really consistent and come up to our level, especially being able to play in Europe and all the rest of it, because let's face it, we're flying the flag again so far in that kind of stage. So, aye, we will see. But back to Russell Martin, Jim, do you think now this whole leadership thing is kind of out the window, and he's just looking for everybody to be the leadership team? He's not looking for individuals to try and drag other individuals along with him?
I think it needs to be a collective, and I'm quite happy for it to be a collective, i.e. being the whole group pushing each other on, and never mind this 2 or 3 or 4 men. Because as Albert says, I don't think he's going to suffer any fools in there. I think he's come in. I mean, Ferguson said it, Billy Dodge said it, McCann said it, Clement said it. That whole place I still think there's a few needing weedy duty in there.
Albert?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's all levels now, mate. Apart for these ones, they've got a track record of being crap. But it's all levels now. And it touches on the other one, you're talking about Scottish talent as well. The level you're trying to get to, there's nobody in Scottish games going to reach the level that Rangers should be at. There's just no, mate. It's all right saying we want Scottish players in the team and all that, which is great and dandy if they're the right level and if they want to sell us to Rangers, which they don't. We all know that. So there's all that to contend with. It's not just quite as easy going out and going, oh, the great Scottish talent, we'll sign them, or In fact, I would go as far as to say that's great Scottish talent should have been signed up at it's youth level. Instead of letting them go to other clubs and then try to buy them and they whack millions of pounds, zeros on the end. So that for that, nah, and no for me, mate. I've not seen anybody in Scotland truly that would take us on to the levels we're trying to get to. Now we've moved up, in my opinion, when the new players coming in, one level. We've definitely moved up one level. The Jigger might even, if he keeps his performances up, take you up 2 levels for his position. Suter, for mine, he can go any time. I don't rate him anyway. I don't think he's a great centre half. I think he's too slow, too cumbersome. He's good at blocking shots, and he's all right in there. I mean, he's brilliant. He's okay in here, but he looks fat and slow and sluggish to me. He had a good game the other night, but he definitely looks fat and sluggish to me. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't care if he stays or goes, to be honest with you. I think if he stays, he'll be 3rd or 4th choice centre half by the time this time next year comes round. So the Scottish talent, as I said, no for me. The academy we have got, I mean, if we're setting that as any sort of standard for any talent we bring in, it's very low, mate. Very, very low. I mean, Wee Curtis is the closest thing we've seen to a decent boy coming through. And even if this boy Moore comes in, for all accounts, he's a proper player at 17 years of age. So you look at it and say, if he is, and I don't know if he is because I've never seen the boy play, if he is the talent they're all saying he is, you're going, why is Rangers not picking these boys up for all over Britain? Why can we not get them and bring them into our academies and things like that? We'll put it this way, we've now signed that deal with Wraith Rovers, haven't we? That they're allowed to sign 5 of our players if they want to. Right. I hope they get the choice at the academy. I hope they get a choice. I'd hope we don't send players to them. I hope they come up and go, we want him, and him. We're not taking any of the rest of their crap, but we want them. Because you've got to remember, they're trying to get promotion and win games as well. So I hope it's that way round, that they pick the players they want. Know that we give them the players they want. So at the end of the day, if they're going to play them, they're going to pick them, going to play them, then you've got a chance of developing players or seeing where players their level is. That's the thing you keep forgetting. It's not that we want them all to be good players, but everybody's got a level. They can play it. And I think some of these boys they're in the Rangers team, but that's not their level. Their level's lower. It's like Davis and Dow going down to Burnham. That's their level, mate. Division 1 football. It's no our level of football, especially Europe. So you sit and say, at the end of the day, that is it, mate. It's just as simple as that. You can do all the training you want, son, and be enthusiastic as you want, which is all good stuff. But your talent is your talent, and you're not going to improve. You're not going to get to where we want you to get to. And let's be honest, what we see on Tuesday night is only the start. It's not even near where we should be. We've got to get to this level. It's going to get up to and this is going to sound ridiculous, but I believe it. You're going to get up to the Gascoigne and Loudrup level with practically no money. That's what you're aiming at. Whether you're going to get there, I don't know. That's what you're supposed to be aiming at. So you find talent and you bring talent in, mould it and get it up to that level. There is talent out there. Whether it's that level, I don't know. But all clubs are looking at it. We're not the only ones looking for this talent. Everybody's looking for it. Aye.
It's trying to catch the Jagus. Like there, he was what Prague or something like that, wasn't he? Before he went to Wales. It's trying to get a hold of a guy like that before he moves to the likes of Wales, where he's getting paid 40 grand a week right away. I mean, as soon as they're up to their kind of wages, we're struggling to try and even get to that. I mean, so I agree, mate. It's hard. And the Wraith Rovers thing, Jim, I was going to come to you because Albert's triggered a wee subject in my head. The Wraith Rovers thing, do you think that's the opportunity for Bailey Rice to go out and get some game time, mate? Because this midfielder now is looking saturated with midfielders, and I can't see where this boy's going to actually get any game time this season for Rangers.
They're not going to get any game time in the aspects that there's no competitive football for the boys in this academy where they were playing in the B League and whatever else. But Albert, I want to kind of highlight something that you were going on about there, but we're back four. That back four, 2 of them don't belong to us. And 2 of them, you're probably saying yourself, need replaced. So at the end of this season, we're potentially going to be looking for a back four again. Because the big guy for Wolves, no Ours, no option to buy. The boy Aarons, no Ours, no option to buy. And Tavernier and Big John Shooter. There could be end up in surplus to requirements here. And they're a back four going to need replaced.
The only two I regret leaving is so far is Aarons and the Jigger. if Tavin tomorrow, I wouldn't bother.
Players. They're no Ours.
But that's neither here nor there, mate. We've just not got the money to at the new, and we won't have it next year to buy them the calibre of players. At the moment, we're just fortunate enough to get them on loan, but it gets the club started and rolling in the right direction. That's all it is, mate. But Tav and Suter are way by themselves by dates for me, mate. You're just hoping they're going to produce this season, but again, we've hoped Tavernier to produce for the last 10 years, and he's done it 1 year. As far as I'm concerned, but anyway, it's you're right, mate. We're going to look for it. We're going to have to look for a back four. Well, that's fine. I've no a problem with that.
Jimmy, you can come back in on that, mate.
I 100% agree with what you're saying, but it then kind of does away with that. You may call it the settle back four, which you're always looking for, and I think it's a big concern that. The four players are possibly going to need to be replaced. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying I'm looking at it on the big picture. That's what's going to need to happen.
Well, it's half and half, isn't it? Half of it's down to past the dealings of the club, and half of it's down to signing two on loan players in your defence. So it's half and half. But Suter and Tav it's going to happen for them anyway. So we've no choice, Jim. We've absolutely no choice. It's just the way it's going to work out. We couldn't buy Arns and De Gea. And by the way, I'm not getting over ahead of myself. They've only played one decent. The team's only played really one decent game so far this season, a competitive game. So, but the way I look at it at the moment, even if they were up for sale, we couldn't afford them. Mate. I mean, that De Gea went to Wolves for 10 million. And I don't know what the wee boy Aarons went for, but I would imagine he's around about the same bracket. So it's just the market, and I mean, it's the way it is. But I'll give you another question then for the two of you. Who, if we do get rid of their back four, who in Scotland do you see at the present time to come in and replace them with a lot of Scots to come in and I don't see anybody. Have you see somebody? I don't.
No, nobody. And we've already got a £3 million player that we've not really seen much of yet. It's sitting in defence. That boy Fernandes. I mean,
yeah.
He's still to get. By the way, I would imagine he'll be getting some game time maybe in this return leg. You know what I mean? No saying starting it, but if it's going well and we're another 2-0 up, then that's the perfect time to try and blood that boy a bit.
Well, I know what we're saying that there's no talent in Scotland. Well, there was talk of having a sniff about the boy that's went to Hibs, the boy Josh Mulligan. And maybe another one I know he's no Scottish was that big Gogic at St Mirren. I think it could be a half decent kind of squad fella. Maybe better than what we've got.
That's that baldy trumpet.
Aye, big trumpet. Aye, he doesn't take any prisoners, which is probably what we're needing.
See, the trouble with him is the same as with Porteous. Remember him at Hibs, is everybody was saying with Shea Strike. These players are getting away with stuff in St Mirren and Hibs that would never get away with in a blue jersey. Never in a million years, mate. Porteous especially, he'd be up. He'd about 12 red cares in one season, mate, for what he does with Hibs that he gets away with, but doesn't he? We'd never get away with us, mate. Never. Same as Dodge. He's pulls and hauls and blocks and all that. Gets away with Hibs. With St Mirren. No chance, guys. No chance. You know, and I'm not just starting this conspiracy carry on, but we do get refereed to a different standard, mate. We do. There's no doubt.
Aye, big time. I mean, I watched about the Hearts game underneath and our wee pal, the wee rat of the referee, man. Honest to God, man, he made the game all about him and know about the two teams.
Is that Walsh?
Aye, him. Aye, her.
Oh. I think you're right.
Boys, just give us 2 minutes. it is, like I say, a phone-in show. So if you want to give us a wee call, it'd be great to hear from you. So let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, I mean, first off, I think, Jim, the manager the now he said it for the start of the season. He's just looking to get wins and give himself time to build a squad. And if hopefully this back four that we're talking about now, if Tav runs down his year, if John Suter runs down his year, as long as they're all committed and they win is a title, then hopefully that gives us the time to build up this financial fair play, and we can go out and actually, let's say, reinvest and build the defence. Because maybe he's looked at it for this season and now he's having to spend his money on his wingers, and that's where the money has been spent so far. He's had to spend it on Gasman, he's spent it on Ant-Man there, and then obviously the boy Fernandez, he's a defender, but I mean, you can see where his priorities have kind of lay so far with the spending. So I'm hoping that it's going to, they've got folk lined up. Saying that in the transfer market now, we are linked with another defender, so the defence might be getting built. Maybe the Fernandez boy and this other boy that's coming in, maybe they're just getting a season to work with proper pros. We don't know, but for Saturday anyway, Jim, I think it's vital that we keep this good feel factor going, because that after Saturday, I was just like, I can't be bored with this anymore. Like this going back to the whole ups and downs and all that at Rangers. I want to just see us just go out and destroy it. I don't mind that there's competitive games like, say, Hearts and Hibs and stuff like that. That can happen. But see, like some Motherwells, the budgets they're on, and we're going to be playing Dundee at the weekend. That is a non-negotiable for me. We should be going out and destroying the kind of teams.
Aye, 100% agree with you. But again, it was evident in, say, like maybe the last two seasons. We lost a goal late on. Then all of a sudden, that switch get flicked again. And I think we created but 2 chances after they scored with 2 minutes to go. That's what annoyed me more than anything about Saturday. I thought Saturday at times, I didn't think we were too bad, but we were too easy to play through. But that came from us giving the ball away, being slack. I think that's how Ben Mirabel broke on us. But that is what it is. It's gone now. Stupid goal again. No, I don't think I can tell the last time I've seen anybody scoring a good goal against Rangers. But you say this week we need to keep this going to try and get this feel-good factor back up again. And see the 2 boys, it's the boy Moore and the other boy is Agard. Where do you think they're going to fit into this? Where are they going to come into this? If they're 2 wide men.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But like, I mean, you've got. I don't think you should always change your winning team. I mean, if I was Russell Martin, I would just stick with the team that we started the other night there, right? Just to keep the momentum going a bit, and then, like you says, Asgard and Moore get kind of brought in second half, something like that. I can hang when we're winning. But mate, when you look at it, when Asgard's fully fit, Moore's got an understanding of the team. And then we're talking about Raskin and all that, Diamande.
I'll tell you where they're going to fit.
On you go. Play the law.
If we're going to play to the standard that Martin's talking about, right? These players that we're going, no matter what 11 you start with, go to empty the tank, mate. And that's what he's trying to tell us all. We're going to empty the tank, and the players we've got like Isaac, Agard, Curtis, Fortes, all these players, the boy Moore, whoever, they're all got their part to play. They either start, empty their tank, come off, and the other ones come on, or they're on the bench and come on. But the ones that are on, everybody needs to empty the tank all the time, every game, and no player, and I'm telling you right now, no player is going to last 50, 60 games a season. They playing the way they're doing. You need the squad, and you need them all to be ready to play, and you need plenty of cover, and that's what he's trying to build. But and that's why he keeps saying it's non-negotiable. You need to work and you need to run. No interested about, I don't feel like it. Don't give me that excuse. That's what I'm saying. All the ones that are here for last year, their standard was that low that he's not going to accept that. He got a touch it there on Saturday and went, no, empty your tank. The tank's got to be empty. If you come off that park and you've still got more energy, you're not doing it right. You're not playing the system right. You're not playing for Rangers right. Empty the tank. We've got boys in the bench that will come in. If you get tired with 20 minutes to go, they'll take over. They'll start emptying their tank. It's all in, mate. His style and standard of football is all in. There's nothing left in reserve. You get all in there and win that game. And we've got plenty of talent, we'll have a decent size squad to cover you all. You won't be asked to run mental for 50 or 60 games. You won't. Nobody will. Yeah, man.
See the way he's kind of setting up now. Can you see us potentially playing with an out-and-out number 9?
Well, as I said there, Jim, tactics is no my thing. It's just no. I'm an idiot in most things, but specifically tactics, mate. But if it suits us, put it this way, you don't seem to create a hell of a lot of chances for our nines.
That's what I mean.
I don't know, mate. You need to ask one of the boys who knows about tactics to give you an answer. I've not got a clue. I'm sitting there, mate, and I'm watching. I'm going, and there's a young boy sat next to me, an 18-year-old boy, 6'5". You got to see this, but lovely big guy, and he's explaining it to me, and I'm going, all right. I'm saying, in my day, son, you just launch him right out of the stands. that's my tactics. The winger, stick a boot in the wee winger.
Jim,
you're the way he's kind of. I just feel the way he's firing it in there, and he's wanting these wide guys playing after the guy who's on the end. That's what I'm saying. Do you think you need an out-and-out number 9?
Well, see the boy Moore can play in a striking role as well. So I've got an inkling, like you're saying there, Jim, that you might see Moore, Gasman, and Ant-Man at one point. No, maybe right away.
That's what I mean.
But you're looking at Moore as if he's a winger, but you could, for what I've been told, what it says, he's been able to play in a striking position as well. So it wouldn't surprise me. What it says that's what Martin's wanting, because he's wanting pace and power in the team, isn't he? He's not wanting. Aye. But yet, as we've seen on Tuesday, it did help the team having a guy that can hold the ball up, especially when Butland's playing that ball out for the back. When he's lumping that ball up, it's good to have big Dessers there to at least help the team and hold on to the ball and allow the boys to run after him. You know what I mean?
But that's what I was saying. But that doesn't need to be an out-and-out number 9. Did they not, Joe?
No, and by the way, we were moaning on about. Well, I wasn't so much moaning on about it, but with Danilo, I was saying that he was sometimes playing more as a midfielder. All he was doing was running about. He wasn't actually creating. That's what I mean. and I'm like, well, what was the point in having a striker? And to be honest, though, I would much prefer it, Jim, that we do, like Albert touched on it in the first half of the show. See, Iggerman, depending what happens with that boy, if he is able to hang about, then him up front with our two wingers on it, I think is very, very dangerous. I think that would strike fear in across the city, no problem at all.
You could also say that about Dessers, because Dessers has played in a Rangers team who's not had that kind of people moving in to link up with him and all the rest of it. So it could also work for him and all.
Aye, and by the way, I think the club are in that kind of position where if the price has got to be right, I don't think they'll let anybody go, because we've seen, look at the amount of players that's still kicking about our squad. We've got that Davis, and we've got King, Matondo, Cifuentes as well. Aye, I think for the reports that Cifuentes, one team was wanting to take him on loan and then buy him, and the Rangers turned around and said no. So that just shows you that they're not playing any games here. You know what I mean? They've got to. They'll make the player suffer, and it'll be down to the player maybe to make a deal to leave and all that carry on. So, it's I think as long as it's not affecting our financial fair play, I'm all for it. You know what I mean? But I don't know if we're a squad that can have the luxury. Like, see when you're looking at it, we were talking about Rothwell. You take Rothwell off, you put a Raskin on. You put a Raskin on, you put a Rothwell on, and like. Aaron's with Tav. they're two good players, but are we allowed that luxury to have that kind of the talent for one like for like? Can we afford that, or should we always have this kind of good player and the kind of an average player coming on to see out the game? What do you think, Jim?
It's going to be interesting. I think maybe for the first time in a wee while, we'll maybe got a wee bit of depth on that bench now, where we never had it maybe the last couple of seasons. You maybe have got the players coming on. But see, the thing is, albeit I'm thinking the same way as you, mate. See if by chance we get in this Champions League, see these Americans, they're not going to look back, by the way, mate, because they'll see this pot, mate, and I'll tell you something. It'll be something that we'll be missing out in for a few years, by the way, if they get in there. That's what I'm getting excited about here.
Absolutely, mate. It's one foley's the other. You know what I mean? It's I said the other night I was on about the Champions League. It's just a cash register, mate. That's all it is. There's no competition anywhere. It's just a cash register. I'm not interested who we get in it, as long as we get in it and start getting the cash, mate. That's the thing.
That's it, and that's what the Americans will see as well, mate.
That's it. It's the only thing. It's no competition for anybody bar the elite of the elite to go and win it. I mean, when's the last time a non-fancied team really won the Champions League? I can't think of any. It's just the usual run of the mill multi-billion-pound clubs that are winning it. So it's no competition. The rest is it's just a cash. I've seen a few comments coming from. I'm not going to mention them by name, but you know what I'm talking about. How that was the worst team they've ever seen in the Champions League. Answer me something. When was the last time they beat somebody who weren't a Diddy team in the Champions League? When was the last time they done all right? They had the best draw in the world last year when they nearly beat Bayern Munich. But come on, when was the last time they beat anybody of any stature in Europe? See that mob? They're experts in everything, bar spotting paedophiles. They can't seem to do that. You know what I mean? But they're experts in everything else. Don't listen to them, mate. You just don't listen to them. You just utter up. So at the end of the day, we're self-contained and we'll do it ourselves, mate. We do it the right way, and we'll grow. We will grow. It's if we do get into the Champions League, it'll be great. It'll be absolutely great for that simple reason. You get a UEFA Cup, it's all right, mate. It's all right. You might have an outside chance of getting in the final, winning that, but you have no chance of the Champions League, none whatsoever. So for that point of view, you want the money. The UEFA Cup can be a distraction at times. If as I said the other night, they actually split up, distributed the prize money, UEFA, a lot better between the three competitions. Then every club in Europe would start to get a fair share of the pots, the money that's available. So it's not going to happen, but they just keep it for their elite cup, for their elite teams. They don't want certain teams in their competition. They're quite happy to throw a wee bit of cash their way with this stupid group stage. And let's be honest, the group stage is there for the Diddy teams like that mob across the city. It's created for them to give them a wee bit of a wee run in Europe and pretend that they're a good top class European team. And we all know that they were near that. So at the end of the day, they get their money. We get in it, we'll get the money. But once we start getting the money, we'll outstrip them by a mile, mate.
That's what I'm saying. The guys are they'll see this. This is the chance where we like it. But again, still, I think if we get through this one and get Club Brugge, I thought Club Brugge against us in the pre-season friendly, I thought they looked a very, very tidy outfit.
Nah, they've got to be, Jim. They've got to be dangerous. That's one thing. We're going to be.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
You're right, 100%. Yep.
But I do think if we do get there, then the Champions League money will accelerate things for us. Like we're talking about getting a proper defence ready for next season. You might see more players come in because that budget, like I say, transforms your financial fair play and all the rest of it. And it might allow us to actually dump some players as well, where we just go out to them, just go. We'll just give you the money and just leave. You know what I mean? So we can get them off the books. So I do think it'll be one of the things where you want to be in the Europa League because, like you say, it's great for all the boys that travel away and all that. And there is a hope there that you can actually do it, as we've seen in recent years, that we can actually try and get to a final. But the Champions League, I think for me, the now where we stand, I think we need it to be winning domestically, which I think the Champions League money will help us do.
That's where we get the real fun, the domestic stuff, to win the domestic stuff. That's where the real fun is for ordinary supporters. The Champions Leagues are, as I say, cash register. It's great to get the money, blah, blah, blah. But if you're really realistic to win a trophy, no chance. Europe's going. And I say that as well, that the UEFA Cup's going to get harder and harder to win, because that's the standard the team getting that with big budgets now is getting way up, mate. It's getting harder and harder every year. Whereas before it was a reasonable size competition. We were at the final twice, 2008, 2020 was it? So we've got there, but it's going to get harder and harder and harder each year it goes by, because of the way the financial setup with TV deals, Sky and all this carry on, sponsorships and all the rest of it. Up here in the backwaters, we don't get any of that. In fact, we're not even allowed to drink in the ground. Well, that's not true, is it? There's one club allowed to drink in the ground, but we're not. The rest of it was not. So, we're a backwater, a total backwater, mate.
Jim, mate, your thoughts on it about the whole investment side of things? Like, would you be happy for them to just go all out if we get to the Champions League and just spend it right there and then, or would you rather?
Well, still, if you're going to get there, you're looking for that wee bit of quality. And I think that's maybe a bit they're waiting on and all. But I think regarding the couple of signings who have been mooted, i.e. Cody and the Israeli boy, it's looking like maybe the Israeli boy's maybe going to go somewhere else now as well. But again, I think, and I've heard behind the scenes, that this is down to a couple no going out the door, i.e. our two strikers and i.e. a defender no been moved. That was the reason why Cody never came in. And I think it's maybe the reason why they're going to miss out on that big the Israeli boy.
I hope no, because hopefully I'll be away. The players that we have been linked to, like some of them have been a bit of a surprise. The club's kept it in house, really. They've kind of popped out in anywhere. I mean, this boy Ant-Man, I know in the last week or so we started hearing about him more and more, but he was never one that was like that. Crystal Palace boy was always the one that was linked, and we're going to be spending $8 million on him and all that. And there's Ant-Man out the blue, and I was like, oh, here we go, a go-ahead Eagles guy. You know what I mean? He's got to probably be a bang average player. Turns up the other night and has a total blinder.
It's the system we're using. It's not a new system in football, but it's a new system for us. We've never used it before. The analytical stuff. You know what I mean? That's why it's a list of players. They just keep. They've got a model they've got that the player needs to fit into. Work rate, passing accuracy, all the rest of it, right? And if you go for a target and you don't get it, you just move on to the next. That's why you don't know who we're going to get, because no guarantee you're all going to get the first one that you go for. That's why Rangers don't confirm or deny any interest in any players at all. So, but the tabloids, they just run riot as normal and just link you with everybody. So if Ant-Man wasn't the first choice or second choice, you'll never know, mate. It's just the way it is with the system. As Martin says, if they don't want to come to Rangers, they're not desperate to come to Rangers. They're not interested. They don't want them to come. Right? Not going to talk anybody. You're not going to talk anybody into coming to Rangers. If you don't want desperate to come, don't come. We're not going to talk you into coming. I say that with people that are here that want away. If you want away, go away. I don't care who you don't want to play for Rangers. Cheerio, bye. And it's the same. I like the fact that they don't try and talk anybody coming. They need to show the desire to come and play for Rangers. And that's why you're going to see better performances, because you're not going to get players who are actually desperate and going to show you what it means to play, even though they might not be Rangers supporters, but they're wanting to play for the club. That's the most important thing, or one of the important things anyway. But the actual who we're going to sign and when we're going to sign them, that's private and behind the scenes stuff, mate. We've learnt a lesson over the years not to mention names, because as soon as Rangers are interested in a player, well, here we go. He's a £1 million player. Oh, all of a sudden he's a £12 million player. Know what I mean? You're like, wait a minute. It's just because it's the Rangers tax, isn't it? It's the Rangers tax, isn't it? It's always been that way. It's been that way since I was a boy, which wasn't yesterday.
Jim,
You're true, Albert, because nobody's got a clue who we're after. So when they turn around and say, aye, he's choosing to go somewhere else, we'll go like that. Aye, well, who said we wanted him? So,
Exactly. It's like the Cody one. Who actually said that the Rangers that we were interested in Connor Cody? Nobody.
I know.
Absolutely nobody. And why would we? Because we're just going to stick this to the price up. We say we're interested. So,
did it come from his camp?
Aye, exactly. And if Cody wanted to come to play for us, he'd came. But instead of that, he chose, was it Wrexham?
Aye, Wrexham.
Good choice, eh? That's the man's choice. He chooses another team, he chooses another. But nobody says that we were interested. It's great.
I know.
Gasserman as well. I think Gasserman's a wee bit different because I think that was an opportunity. That was just an opportunist thing. They were doing in St George's in Sheffield Wednesday. We're down there at the same time, and they're going through that difficulty. Something similar that we went through. Not quite the same, but something similar. And they were desperate to bring money into the club, and we were just right place, right time. I think that's it. And then he looked at him through the stats and went, "Oh, by the way, he does fit your profile for a player." So it was just fortunate that one. That's the way I'm seeing it. I don't know if that's the way it worked out, but it just seems that's the way it worked out. But aye, and by the way, so far so good. 4 goals in Europe, so he's paid his transfer fee already. You know, I mean, he's already in the plus column as far as I can see. So that's the way it works out, mate. You never know. But again, it's down to the profile, the way they look at players now. So at the end of the day, you'll never know until it happens. I've heard ones today, Mendy or whatever his name is, and all sorts of, and a goalkeeper, and it's just, I don't pay much attention to it anymore. See that transfer show? I don't bother with that. That's just nonsense. That's just absolute guy. They're only interested in Premier League stuff anyway, and 100 million, 50 million pound signings. They're no interested in the wee 10 bob signings that we make or anybody else at that price. They're only interested in the Premiership. Oh, he went for 116 million, which is totally and utterly disgusting. These transfer fees, it's disgusting. Start building Wayne's hospitals and things like that. You know what I mean? Start using the money properly instead of for a daft game of football. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, mate.
You don't mind paying the wages because at the end of the day, the guys are they're at that level. I mean, it's like any job, you pay them for their talent. But like you say, Albert, the transfer fees is getting out of hand. But on that note, Jim, if you have your transfer budget in your hand, what is your priority signing in these next couple of weeks, mate?
I said that. I know I said they're playing for a striker, but that's my only issue is the top of the park, a striker. I think it's a striker.
Albert, what about you, mate? If it's only one player we can still bring in, where's your money getting spent?
Left-sided centre half, mate. I said we're keeping Eggman.
Aye, true. Aye, because then you're talking that you could be able to buy 2 players with his money, supposedly what we're linked with. Aye. I mean, if we get Eggman money, then I'm looking for 2, and which would be the 2 you mentioned. I want a left-sided defender and who can play either left back or central defence, left side, and a striker. When I say a striker, he's got to be a kind of fox in the box kind of thing, like your Foxy boy. He's got to be he's not so much a Dessers, but he's got to have like that kind of one-touch finish for me, which has got to be hard to find. I know that, but I'm surprised we've actually. Do you know? I don't know about yours, but I'm surprised we've actually not tapped into like say Leeds and all these other clubs that's linked with our owners. I'm surprised we've not been shopping in their garden with all the talent pool that they've got as well. Albert?
I think eventually they will, but I think they're keeping away from that. They're not wanting any more controversy put towards either club, the 49ers, so they'll stay away from them at the moment. But it will eventually come, mate. It's no doubt about it. That's what the multi-club ownership's all about, isn't it? And you can trade between each other. But you can't do it now because you know what happens now. Oh, that can't be allowed to happen. This is no right, blah, blah, blah. But see, everybody wants a striker. I don't blame Jim wanting a striker. I can see it because that's a sexy position, isn't it? Nobody really wants a centre half. You would prefer a big, handsome, brilliant, sexy striker. Huh? I mean, but at the end of the day, you got to go what you actually need. And we do need a striker. That's if we sell Egerman now. If we keep Egerman and we keep the other two as well, well, you don't need a striker because you've got plenty in there that'll do you. But we definitely need a left-sided centre half. And that's saying that with Fernandes giving him a bit of breathing space, but it might just end up to throw him right in and say, right, come on, you need to start playing, son. But at the moment, it's John Souttar. So the way I look at John Souttar is we're accommodating John Souttar at the moment because the Jigger's the right-sided midfielder, centre half. That's his position. That is definitely his. It's his jersey. They might rotate him, as I said earlier on. No player will be asked to play 60 games, so they might have that in mind, saying, okay, Souttar and the Jigger will rotate, so we need that left side, so we get Fernandes, but we need one more in there. I'm looking for somebody of the same quality as the Jigger, because he is of a high quality, mate. Superb player. So far, so good.
Jim, he is the level, isn't he? Like, see if we could get that level of player through our full squad. that's a proper. What I say is that's the level that all our young boys, players that are currently there, they should be trying to aspire to that kind of Premier League level and be able to deal with games. And I mean that chance that they had the other night there, how he just blocked that and then kicked it out the park. You know what I mean, just they flat him, they've nothing to worry about, just dealt with it. You know what I mean?
He's done it a couple of times this season already. I thought at Motherwell, I know he looks solid.
He did, mate. He did.
Aye. Him and Souttar weren't at fault at Motherwell. It was that right side. It was and as much as Tam scored that goal, it was right side, and like you said, part of midfield just being totally lazy. And I think that a lot of fans would have accepted the 1-0 that day, but it just sod's law. This is what maybe the kick up the backside they've all needed. But I'm just watching the time, boys. So Jim, for yourself, mate, we've said that obviously you're looking for a striker. But come the weekend, who has got to be the striker starting up front for you, mate?
Probably Big Dessels again, I would say.
What about you, Albert?
Aye, probably. Unless they want to keep him for the return leg. But I wouldn't be surprised Daniel gets a full 90 minutes and we start scoring goals. If that's the case, you don't need to bring Dessel and keep him for Tuesday. You've got to think of all these things. You know what I mean? The scenarios and minutes and legs and all that. I think that should be by the by now, mate. It should be up to a decent level. I'm going to say top level, but decent level. So I don't think you should be just rotating people to get minutes and legs. You rotate people. Whoever goes on, they empty the tank. That's the bottom line. They empty the tank, and then the other one comes on and takes over. And then they their bit for however long they're on the park. That's the way it should be. That's the way his system works. All games, mate. So you get to the Tuesday game. Whoever started the game on Saturday, it's reversed. The guy who come on, he starts the game, empties his tank, and the other guy comes on and does his 20 minutes or whatever it is. That's the way it should be. And we should. And by the way, you asked the question, can we afford to give 2 players for every position? Aye, definitely, 100% of decent quality as well. No, because you got to remember the first one, the top one will get sold, and the next that backup will move in as being the first one, and the next player coming in after him will be back up to him of the same quality, if not better. That's the way it's got to work, mate. This is you raising the club up now. It's not just a case of chasing your own tail and getting these bang average players in. These days are gone. Get these players away. We don't need them anymore.
Well said, mate. Right, boys, it's wrap up time. So, Jim, before you head off, mate, score predictions for the weekend, mate, for yourself?
I'll go 2 or 3-0.
Lovely. Albert, yourself, mate?
I'll take that. That'll do me. I'd like to hammer them, but I'll take that.
Go on, say it. 5-0.
Good man.
No, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like I say, there'll be a lot of angry bodies in that squad wanting to prove a point. So I hope they show it in the park at the weekend, since I won't be on. But boys, just a big thanks for the night. Jim, thanks for coming on the night, mate, and like I say, sharing your points, and like I say, giving us good talking points there at the last hour there, mate. Albert, thanks for coming on as well, mate. Always there, always the level-headed person on Rangers Radio, mate. And I think, like I say, the two has done well not to get a red card the night. So
We're close. The threes were close.
I'm just glad I came off the bench to save the day, guys. Sorry about my timekeeping, boys. Sorry about that.
Ox will begin. Ox will begin as a Russell Martin lecture when he comes back. But no, it's been class tonight, and big thanks to everybody that's been listening in the night. Big thanks to the boys in the background, Old School Blue and Foxy Boy. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night talking about all things Rangers. Good night.